Found the IZIP booth. We're at Interbike 2015 looking at the 2016 models with the VP of Sales and Marketing, Rob Kaplan from IZIP. How's it going, man?
Great. Hey, how's it going, folks? Welcome to Interbike 2016. We're really glad to be here. We've got some great new bikes that we want to talk about. The first bike we want to show you is the IZIP E3 Vibe Plus. Yeah. It's a brand new bike for us. We're real excited about it. It breaks a price barrier that we haven't been able to achieve before. So this bike is going to sell for about $1,800. Okay. And it's really the first time.
Under $2,000.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because it's the first time that we've been able to offer this new technology, sort of the latest state-of-the-art technology, including center drive. Center drive is obviously where we want to go with this category. It's a bicycle-like experience.
Yeah.
You get all the weight down low. It drives the cranks. So you got normal wheels. You have no special wiring to the rear wheels.
Yeah.
Uses normal wheels. And it drives the cranks, which makes your legs feel stronger instead of driving the rear wheel. So I kind of liken it to driving a manual transmission versus a CVT transmission.
Yeah.
It really lets you use all that mechanical leverage of the gear set.
Well, and I noticed you got a quick release on the front. I can't tell if the rear did. Yeah, it does.
Quick release on the rear
yeah,
also.
Much easier to sort of repair or do any quick flat fixes.
That's exactly right. It's a normal bike, except it makes you feel like you're about 20 years younger.
Yeah.
So this bike has a 350 watt center drive system.
TranzX.
Curry drive.
70 Newton meters on that?
About that, yep.
Yeah, that's pretty
and it gives you plenty of torque to get up the hills. Also, we do have an optional boost button. So this comes out of the factory as a pedal assist only bike, but there's this optional boost button, which is pretty cool. You turn it on and it gives you power on demand as an aftermarket accessory. So you can buy the bike for $17.99 and then your dealer can install this boost button for about $50.
I love that.
And turn it on to power on demand.
That's one of the big things that I'm always like, well, keep in mind, pedal assist only. That's not bad. In fact, that's how I ride most of the time, but sometimes you want a throttle or you need it depending on your abilities or your intended use. It's great that you can add this, and I like that you did kind of like more of a throttle so that if you're picking up the bike, you've got full traction on the grips and it's not going to accidentally spin you.
That's right. We're real excited about this bike. 48 volt lithium battery pack.
Standard rack, so you could panniers.
Panniers, fully functional. It holds a lot of weight. So the E3 Vibe Plus will be available in about November timeframe. We're real excited about that.
Okay.
And we want to
Whoa, November, like 2015. So
2015, yeah, about maybe 45 or 60 days.
Sweet. This is the spicy curry. I'm going to hit that one at some point.
And then we move over to the Path Plus. This is a new bike for us for 2016 as well. We're going to a Shimano STEPS system on this bike. So Shimano came out with the STEPS system in Europe a couple of years ago. It's a great system. Shimano obviously is the biggest bike company in the world.
Yeah.
They've developed this very compact drive system. Again, center drive, so normal wheels, and a 36 volt lithium battery pack and a fully functional rack.
Yeah.
This bike's going to retail for about $2,300.
What's the difference between the TranzX and the Shimano? I mean,
Well, that's a great question. So with the TranzX system, we buy components from a partner, TranzX, and then Electric Bike Competence Center, IZIP, writes the software and the firmware that makes the components work. So we can sort of tune the system to the rider's use. It also allows us to hit a little bit lower price points.
Yeah.
So the Shimano system comes in a little bit higher price, gives you a little bit more range. The range on the TranzX systems is about 20 to 40 miles per charge. The range on the Shimano systems is about 30 to 60 miles per charge.
Okay.
So you can get up to about 20 miles more per charge.
Yeah.
And then this bike also has hydraulic brakes. It's got full fenders, so it really is a fully functional commuter around town, college style bike, or something that's great for riding out by the lake or on the bike path with your kids or grandkids.
Love that.
Great bike.
The bottle cages, I love that. The
Bottle
Path
cage.
has been a really cool bike since you introduced it like a few years ago, I think.
Yeah, we've had a Path in our line for almost 5 years.
Wow.
This is the third generation, and it's definitely the best. The technology's improving. Each year these bikes get more bike-like. They get easier to ride.
Yeah.
The user interface gets better for the rider. It's more easy to control. The power ramp, how the power comes on, gets better.
And by the way, I care a lot about ergonomics. If you're commuting every day and you're going to work, you're sitting at a laptop or something, you want something that's comfortable and also safe. So I noticed you got this really nice kind of ergo saddle, swept back gull wing bars, and the adjustable stem. And I hear this one, it's like you adjust it from this bolt right here, and it's supposed to be a little bit more firm than the ones that you come in from the side.
That's right, and that's again from our partner TranzX. They've helped us design that.
Nice.
The other neat thing about this saddle is it's got a lift on it, because electric bikes are a little heavier.
Oh yeah.
So it's got a molded lift, so it makes it easier for the rider to sort of lift it up if they have to.
Yeah, and you talk about weight, but yes, this is a little bit more rear heavy with the back battery, but you free up that mid-step and you get the rack for utility.
That's
so
right.
I kind of like that. Also, in the past, you guys have had like some upgrades where it's like city kit or something. In this case, it's kind of got everything except maybe a light. So would you have some extras, or is there a way to wire in?
It's actually pre-wired, so you can buy a lighting kit from us. I think it's about $100 or so.
Yeah.
It comes with a front and rear light, plugs right into the battery pack. It's all controlled via the same user interface.
I love that. Okay, so this is great. Yeah.
All of our bikes, actually, starting with the Vibe Plus, they all come with that that capability.
Yeah, safety is for everyone.
That's right. Comes in low step and diamond frames. Again, available in about 60 days. The IZIP E3 Path Plus.
And real quick, one of the things, I do the reviews on electric bikes, and the step-thru is kind of nice because you don't have to swing your leg over and potentially like hit that rack back there. But the frames aren't always as stiff feeling as the high step. What's the real difference, like in your opinion?
From my perspective, it really comes down to what the rider's comfortable with. There is probably some loss of stiffness. Most riders will never feel that. It really is what the rider's more comfortable with. If you're used to riding a men's frame and you like that diamond style frame, then we make it. We also sell a lot of low step frames to men.
Yeah.
In Europe, actually, about 80% of all the e-bikes sold are this lower step frame. There isn't that sort of, oh, that's a women's frame. We don't talk about women's frames anymore because this frame is actually more comfortable and easier to use for a lot of men. Okay, so now we're going to move up to the IZIP E3 Dash. This is a brand new revision for us this year. The Dash has been our speed pedelec. So this is a 28 mile an hour speed bike.
Nice.
And it's been a great seller for us. We've had a hub motor in the past. This year, we're moving to a center drive. So again, the benefit of center drive is that it gives you the power at the crankset, allows you to use normal wheels, get the mechanical leverage of all the gears in the back, and acts like a normal bike. You have no extra wiring. All the weight is down low and centered on the bike.
Yeah.
And it feels like a normal bike. For me, anyway, I tell people it feels like my legs are about 20 years younger than they are. So
you say normal wheels, but this almost looks like a through axle or something.
Well, that's a great point, Court. These bikes do come equipped with through axles because of the fact that these are high-speed bikes.
Yeah.
Through axle makes them a little bit stiffer, makes the wheels and the fork and the rear dropouts stay together better, makes the bike track a little bit stiffer, and just as an added component of safety and functionality and ride feel that we were able to incorporate. And price-wise, this bike is only $2,600.
Okay.
Pretty amazing value with hydraulic brakes, fully kitted out with lights and fenders and a functional rack. We're real excited about this bike. Again, this is pedal assist only, but you can use that same boost button.
Get the upgrade if you want.
That's right. For $50, the consumer can put in a boost button on there. The boost button will only go up to 20 miles an hour. If they want to go up to 28, they got to pedal.
And that's standard. Like, I don't know any legal bikes that go 28 plus.
That's exactly right.
And this one has the lights, it's got the fenders, and now has the rack on the back. So
that's right.
I mean, this has everything. This would be an excellent commuter platform. I think you've really nailed it.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about this bike.
Yeah. What is this, 10 speed?
It's a 9-speed, I think.
So we got 9 speeds. Shimano Dior,
Yep.
Whatever, I'll review it. We'll get more in depth at that point, but you got the removable battery, all that stuff. This is great.
Thanks. And then we move over to our off-road focused bikes. The E3 Peak, this has been a great seller for us. We use that same center drive motor system. Yeah. This is also, we sell this bike primarily as a dual sport bike. The great thing about this bike is it's set up as a mountain bike. You've got full suspension, you got full lockout on the suspension. Again, hydraulic brakes, great componentry, including a Dior XT derailleur.
Yeah.
So really nice high-end components. It's a great bike if you want to use it and ride off-road during the weekends or in the evenings, but you can also commute on this bike. As you know, notice we put sort of a mixed tread, a little bit lower knob on this bike, so it rides nice and smooth on the pavement.
Yeah.
Been a great bike. This is actually, I have one of these in my personal fleet. I love it. This is my favorite bike in our whole range.
And you could, I see there's still bosses for a rack.
Absolutely.
There's still, you can set it up that way for commuting if you wanted.
Yep.
One of the things, you hear me complain about all the time, I'm like, no bottle cage bosses, but these come in multiple sizes, and it looks like there isn't really a lot of room with the battery. Do you have any, you get a Camelback or something.
You can put a Camelback in there. You can get a handlebar mounted water bottle cage. You can get a seat post mounted water bottle cage.
Yeah.
There's lots of other options. Because we do put the battery on the down tube, it does limit you know, the room. We probably,
it's better weight distribution.
It's absolutely
it's a trade-off. I get it.
That's
it's
right.
a trade-off.
That's
and the
right.
price point on these, I mean, this one looks like $2,800
Yep,
about.
that's right.
Okay, so you know, yeah, you're getting a pretty powerful system.
And again, you've
for
got
off-road.
through axles, so lots
Through
of
axles,
stiffness
yeah.
in the fork and the dropouts. Shimano hydraulic disc brakes, Shimano XT derailleur. So it's got a really nice component package as well.
Yeah, you're right. That's actually, is that kind of like top of the line from Shimano?
Yep,
for their,
that's right.
Okay, cool. And then the DS
So this is
version
the
of the
full
Peak.
suspension version of the Peak.
Okay.
So it's the same basic bike, same components, but we put a 4-bar full suspension linkage in the back. You know, Fusion X shock. It's got lockout. This is really the ultimate dual-purpose machine. You know, somebody could buy this bike. They can ride it as a commuter. It's also a speed bike, so this bike will go 28 miles an hour.
Is this one too?
Yes, it is.
They're both. Okay, everything.
Yep.
Faster, more powerful.
So faster, more powerful. The idea is we don't want you to use the speed function really when you're riding off-road, but because people use these bikes, what we've seen anyway, is they'll buy them thinking they're going to ride on some fire trails and such, but they're so much fun to ride on pavement, people end up using it for a commute or just to ride around town, and having that speed function is a really nice feature.
This is great.
So this bike gives you, again, 48-volt lithium battery, 350-watt motor.
This one has a twist throttle.
This one has a throttle override. So we decided on this bike because a lot of riders sort of like that throttle to get going from 0 to maybe 3 or 4 miles an hour, or the boost to get up to 20 miles an hour. So again, this bike can be retrofitted with the boost button. This bike has the throttle standard.
Now, and I don't want to interrupt the flow here, but in the past, this is cut out at like 6 miles per hour. Does this one actually go to 20 now?
So this one, the throttle will override up to 20 miles
if
an
you're
hour.
pedaling. Is that the same with these ones? Like if you're not pedaling, can you just throttle it to
on
20?
the boost button, you can.
On the boost button. Okay, there we go. Thank you.
That's right. So the Peak DS is actually available now at about $4,200 retail.
And I've spent time with that. Yeah, that's a sweet bike. That's a good one. Okay.
And then the next bike up in the range is the new Sumo.
You had to have a fat bike, of course.
We had to. So we introduced this bike last year. It's sold out. We've got great response on it. It's a ton of fun. You know, the thing about a fat bike is they do take a little bit more effort to pedal.
They certainly do, yeah.
And the idea of an electric assist speed, a fat bike really makes sense to a lot of people. So we're getting great response on this bike. It is a lot of fun. Great thing about, you know, a fat electric bike is that it's sort of like riding a monster truck. You know, you get that rumble, you feel like you're indestructible, you can ride over anything, got lots of flotation in the tires. But this bike will just take whatever you can throw at it and keep going.
Punched out on the rims.
That's right.
I noticed that is that kind of like an oversized tapered head tube?
It is. It's a tapered head tube. It's got an oversized fork. Obviously, it is suspension compatible, so you can upgrade
the
this
Bluto,
with a
Rock
Bluto
Shocks,
fork.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It also will take that boost button. It's pre-wired.
Awesome.
We upgraded this year. We went to through axles for again that stiffness in the front fork and in the rear axle area, and we upgraded the brakes. And went to Shimano hydraulic
quick
brakes.
release too. I'm always saying when you have huge
release.
tires like this, it's nice to have quick release.
All of our bikes, because we went to center drive, all of our center drive bikes have quick release wheels.
Good.
And that's again one of the real advantages of a center drive system.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
Wow. Well, I feel like we've seen a ton here. There's the Zumo and a couple other ones down here that look similar.
We've been selling for a few years now. This has been a great perennial bestseller. Our classic cruiser. $2,200 retail, batteries in the seat tube, so it's really balanced, feels like a normal bike. A lot of novice riders, this is a great choice for them. You got the wide tire, it's very comfortable and stable.
Yeah, stable, smaller tires,
That's right. And then the Metro we've been selling for a couple of years now. This is the bike that won the award at the Taipei Bike Show a couple of years ago for design. Again, we've got 48-volt lithium battery pack. We've got a 500-watt geared hub motor.
Yeah, suspension seat post.
Suspension seat post, big old heavy-duty rack suitable for carrying either a small person or a whole bunch of other stuff.
Sweet.
At about $2,500, it's been a great seller for us. And then the last bike in the range is this bike over here.
Oh, and you've got it hooked up with the Kobe system,
That's right. The Kobe system is something new for us this year.
And
it's
a cafe lock.
Yep, absolutely. So the Pro Tour, this is a brand new bike for us this year. We're real excited. We've got a new center drive system. It's a 500-watt center drive system, and you can actually see how it's hidden behind the crankset.
Yeah.
So really, when you look at this bike from profile, it looks like a normal bike. That's the great thing about this bike is it's
really stealth.
It's very stealth. The battery is removable, but it's encased in the down tube. Again, the motor's right down by the cranks area. standard wheels with through axles.
Yeah.
SLX derailleurs.
The quick release again. Love that. I don't want to forget that. And the rack, the lights.
Set up with racks, lights, and all the kit. And then we've got this option that will start shipping in the spring with Kobe.
Okay.
And Kobe is a German technology company that's got this very cool user interface built into a smartphone. It's a smartphone app, and it'll control speed, power, give you real-time range. So the Kobe system will start shipping in the springtime. It's a great add-on. We'll have 2 different versions, one with standard LCD and user control, and one with the Kobe system. Kobe system will sell for about $300 more.
You say standard LCD, so that's, you don't have the Kobe system, it just comes with like your...
A basic user interface like we have on all of our other bikes.
Yeah, okay.
With a basic LCD screen that gives you all the cyclo computer functions, you know, how fast, how far, how long, and then all the electric bike functionality, how much power, how much range, etc.
Or alternatively, the Kobe. Okay, and I did get a demo on this earlier, and they were talking about how, you know, they have adapter cases for basically fit any phone.
That's right.
But they have the really nice sleek ones if you have some of the more prominent phones, iPhones and Androids.
That's right, and it actually charges your phone while you're riding, which is pretty cool stuff. You know, this thing to me, it's got a built-in tail light with brake indicators that works on accelerometer.
Huh.
So it senses you braking from the accelerometer and will activate the tail light. It's got blinkers, turn signals.
Really?
Got a halo light. That's not on display, but it's on their brochure.
Sweet.
And then, you know, again, you got the case, slides in, take it off. It'll send a warning if the bike moves. So it's got an
like
alarm
a little
system
alarm thing.
built in. Yep. So it's pretty cool.
To your phone, right?
Yep.
So you're like, something's happening.
That's right. So it gives you really all the functionality of any cloud-connected device built in to your phone, and it makes your phone the controller for the bike.
And this really cool light. So we were talking about how this bike comes with kind of its own light.
That's right.
But if you get the Kobe system,
it adds a light.
It adds a light.
When you're riding at night, you really can never have too much light. Fully adjustable. Pretty cool stuff. Again, Shimano hydraulic discs, through axles, you know, really set up for commuting. And this bike is only going to retail for about $3,200.
Yeah.
So it's a great value for a high-end speed pedelec.
So it's the speed pedelec, yeah, and you got the 48-volt battery and 500-watt motor. So it's like the most powerful plus all the accessories.
Yeah.
I do like those locks. You know, that one's pretty sleek. You got the suspension seat post along with comfort's something I'm always going for. Can we come onto this side? I want to see the battery pack. Can you? It looks like it has like a power level indicator built in.
So the battery pack's got a power level built in. It's got an on-off button.
A charge port.
It's got a charger port.
So you don't have to take it off.
Nope, you don't have to take it off, but you can. So if you live in an upstairs apartment, you can lock the bike downstairs, take the seat post, lock the wheels like a normal bike, take the battery pack with you, and you can take the battery pack upstairs and charge it. Or if you've got a garage, you can just plug it in the garage. Makes it really sort of dual function there.
And a kickstand.
And a kickstand.
Yeah, gotta have
all
that.
the bikes come with kickstands.
From
and
the
we'll
frame.
have these bikes in about 60 days.
Wow. So before the end of 2015.
Absolutely.
Talking like October time frame. Well, this is just awesome, Rob. I appreciate your time. Every year, getting more and more polished with these things and more affordable.
That's right.
I like,
that's right. You
then
know, we
people
really
can get
think
a bike.
that the IZIP range of bikes, it really meets the needs of most consumers. You know, we got lots of different price points, again, from $1,800 to $3,300.
Yeah.
We think we've got a bike for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and the whole idea is just get out there and ride. You know, e-bikes just make riding so accessible for everybody, every day.
Yeah.
We're not trying to get people off their bikes. We're just trying to get more people riding for more different reasons.
And with the cadence sensing and all this, the pedal assist really opens it up. What's the warranty on your stuff? Because I mean, you have a vast dealer network.
We've got a lot of dealers. Our warranty is lifetime on the frames, 2 years on all the componentry.
Sweet.
And our message is we want our consumers to be happy.
Yeah, 2 years is solid.
Yeah,
so I'm glad we chatted about that.
Sure.
Thanks again, Rob.
Appreciate it. Thanks,
Have a
Gord.
good show.